What if survival meant that your body was no longer belonging to you? Something is inside of you, using you. And every second you stay alive is taking you one step further from being human. I'm Samantha.
I'm Jeffy.
And this is the Spooky Frog Podcast.
And we're doing it.
We are doing creepy things.
We're doing creepy things.
Today we are diving into The Queen by Nick Cutter, which is a body horror nightmare about a missing girl, twisted science, and what happens when transformation isn't just a side effect, it's a goal.
Are we talking about weird science?
Yes, actually.
Weird science?
Yes, it is weird science. This is a blend of so many different genres and that's what Nick Cutter does best, right? He really toes those lines between you're doing a body horror, you're doing a sci-fi horror, you're doing almost like an eldritch, like squiddly dooblies.
Squiddly doodlies.
Squiddly doodlies.
Oh, yeah.
And all of that is jam-packed into one story that actually takes place in one day.
Okay.
The entire story takes place in one day. So we've got, for something that takes place in one day, this is thick, right?
Thick.
Thick.
That's a thick boy.
With like 3 C's is thick. It's going to go up there. Is it going to go there? Our frog has to mind it.
The frog minded.
Sure, it's fine.
Right next to our bookmark. Tell them about the bookmark.
Okay, I got to tell them about the bookmark.
Gush about the bookmark.
So we've got a bookmark now, and I'm going to cover up my head, or we can do it this way. So we've got a book club and a movie club. So if you actually want to follow along with us, we're going to try and actually do some public events.
Yes.
Are we blowing this?
No, let's go.
Okay.
So we're going to come up with some public events.
Yeah. Do you want to watch movies with us?
Come watch movies with us.
Like
we're going to watch some
in
spooky
person.
dope movies.
Yeah. And then we'll talk about our books. You can do the book club. We're going to explore some options where I can actually send you some of these books.
What if we harassed some authors maybe to come and join us?
I think I can probably do that.
And they could bring their books.
Oh, I know a few that would actually love that.
Once a month, we talk about what's on the bookmark.
Yes.
What's on the bookmark?
What's on the bookmark?
What's on the bookmark? So these are quarterly.
We just went to what's in the box, and no one else has any idea what we're talking about.
Oh, these are horror people. I think they know.
So there's a couple authors that I can invite, but on our list, I think that I'm probably gonna. I can ask Brian Pinkerton, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to get Nick Cave.
Yeah, I mean, we could try.
We could stalk him again.
We could go grab him off the street.
Right. I could try on Chuck Tingle. I don't think he'll show up.
Mr. Tingles.
We'll try.
Bring the tingle.
But Jared Walsh, he's fairly local. I think we could try him.
Yeah. So the deal with the bookmark is you're basically going to get yourself a quarterly bookmark. We're going to be putting these all around town to try and get some local fare. And then when we have a fair, that's right. And when we have one of these, we are going to be trying to just get people to really see our podcast.
Yeah.
Be able to have a usable souvenir.
And you get the spook it.
Yeah. And you get the little spook it. The spook it's on the bottom there.
Isn't that adorable?
Look at that.
We need to find like an old Pizza Hut or something to have this.
That's right. And so we're going to be reaching out to some venues locally to watch these movies together as a group and see if we can really do like a movie club.
We should do fun.
And then we'll have the books out so that people can look at the books, and we could potentially even have an author there if we can. So once a month, we're looking to have that event happen. And then we're looking at what we can do for our Patreon people. Where we can
make it a little more special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to see if we can have like a monthly horror book movie thing, maybe put some sweet treats in there or something like that.
Yeah. I am horrible at wrapping presents, but so I could horribly wrap a book for you.
Yeah.
And it'll be full of tape and like things will be like sticking out. Maybe there's going to be like a hair in it or something. But that is my gift to you. Is a horribly wrapped book.
I mean, when we started this thing, we really wanted to include you in our silly little games.
Right, like we want this to be a back and forth. And like the most fun thing that we do, we do this with Goth Barge, is like we want you to participate in our reindeer games.
Exactly.
Like be ridiculous with us.
It's an invitation. So this is just us furthering our invitation and trying to bring folks into the fray and introduce them to some things that we really love and we hope you love too.
Yeah.
So speaking of,
We love.
before we get into the really nasty stuff,
Yeah.
can you set up the opening?
I can.
Because
Yes.
yeah,
Because it's a little wild, right? I feel like I need to give a little background on Nick Cutter. So I picked this one because Nick is from Canada, and this book takes place in Toronto,
okay,
which is where
we're going.
we're going.
We're headed to
Yes,
Toronto.
one of our bosses in Toronto. So I thought this would be. Is that how the Canadians? Is that how the Canadians
Yeah,
speak?
we should definitely make fun of them before we go up there.
We should. I'm sure they'll appreciate that.
I'm sure they already appreciate us, given our fearless leader.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Anyway, sorry, Canada. We
yeah,
apologize.
yeah.
Don't hate us more than you already do.
We're gonna rename it the Gulf of Spooky Frog.
You know what? I'm actually okay with this. I know what we'll do this. We will send you people to feed to your bears
Yeah.
and your moose, and just please be nice to us and let us invade you with our spooky stuff.
Yes. We are also gonna bring you beaver nuggets.
You know what? I think they would appreciate the beaver nuggets.
Who doesn't like a beaver nugget?
I was sold on the. I'm not a sweets person, but I was sold on the beaver nuggets.
She was sold on the beaver nuggets, but I will say she was underwhelmed by the Buc-ee's.
I was tired. It was like 11:30 at night. We'd been driving for like 8
We did a
hours.
lot of driving for the goth barge last year.
Let me set this up. If you were driving for like a day straight and you're like, let's go to this Buc-ee's, and you go to this Buc-ee's and you've been eating fast food because it's all that was available. You ended up in Indiana lost for a while in the wilds, and then in trying to find some random like leg thing, you ended up in a random colony of sorts in the middle of the woods in Indiana, in the middle of the woods. And then they're like, hey, you like boats? We'll show you a boat. And they take you on a golf court into the woods. And we didn't get murdered. So that's, the plus sign there.
We are still, as far as I know, not murdered.
Right. Yes. In theory, we're not Schrodinger's murder. Aren't until you look at it. But then we drive even farther. And what were we? Were we in like Tennessee at that point, I think, when we hit that Buc-ee's?
Probably.
Because Indiana lasts forever.
We're going to have a Buc-ee's right here at home.
I'm okay with that.
Beginning of next year.
It was 11:30.
I'll be in line.
And I'm like, 11:30 at night, we'd driven forever. Indiana took like 8 years to get through. And I was like, cool. Everything's a beaver. That's great. Where are some vegetables? Because I am literally like sweating some kind of White Castle.
No.
Like exuding that. I'm marinating in White Castle at that point. And I'm like, all right. But the beaver nuggets were good.
Yeah.
And the bathrooms were clean.
Yeah.
And so I was pleased.
Yeah. I'm generally happy with everything about Buc-ee's.
There was a nail file that I bought that I still use.
Does it have the Buc-ee's logo on it?
It does. Of course it does.
Oh, look at that.
On a beaver file.
That's right. File that beaver.
Beaver. It's like the X-Files, beaver files. There's got to be a parody.
Wow. If not, I have a new project.
You know what?
Beaver files. And every time it's just it's your boy. It's your man.
Oh dear Lord.
No, it's your boy.
Are we gonna do that again?
We're gonna do it again.
Okay. So he wasn't I liked them both. Which is very clear.
Well,
why am I defending this?
David Duchovny stars in The Beaver Files.
Oh, dear.
David Duchovny stars in The Beaver Files.
Because Gillian Anderson would never reduce herself to that. But she did.
Oh, he's just going to be banging aliens. Like every episode is just him banging an alien.
She did the series.
Yeah, no, sure.
But Gillian taught his first wife, Leone, how to run in heels in an episode.
All right.
Which was fantastic.
I think we need to.
Now, the X-Files review show, which
this is now
into the weeds.
Yeah, but also, like, we're just building out a fake porn series.
Right. Well, there already is some parody.
Yeah, but is it like episode long?
I don't recall.
Well, I'm disappointed.
I don't recall.
I want a box set as long as the original series. where it's just every kind of cryptid.
What do you want as long
every
Okay, so here's the funny part, is there is a sect of, dark romance, shall we call it, that is monster-driven, which is now my shirt is now, like, a little bit weird. I got the shirt at Oddities. We did the Oddities convention this past weekend.
Super cool.
Yes, our friend Jacqueline was vending.
Hey.
Spooky Frog vendors were there too. So Megan from Hex and Wax, who Megan helped us out with the Hyatt adventure. And then we had Kim and Steve from Cattywampus that will be at this next Spooky Frog 2 were there as well.
Nice.
But yes, there's a very large sect of like a romance novel that is monster driven.
Monster dong driven.
I mean, yes, literally. Quite literally. It is all monster dong all the time.
I think I found my new calling.
This is our X-rated episode. I said I was going to retire and like write Bigfoot erotica.
Oh, no. I want to make 1970s style.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Bow chicka bow.
Yeah.
Kind of, okay.
Bow chicka. Yeah, that's right. I can't do the X-Files
No,
theme.
reading it.
I can't do it in a...
You can't?
No. How do you do that?
Well, you could just turn it to close.
We should record ourselves doing it too.
Like we are now?
Yeah.
We just broke the fourth wall.
We're really bad at this.
What if you did it like Close Encounters, where it was like, do, 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 do. Or just, you know what?
That's terrible.
We should show.
That's terrible. Mine was bad.
So
Yours was also terrible.
We quit.
Yeah.
Was it terrible?
Terrible.
Or we're reading the Clurb and it's terrible?
Clurb and terrible.
Wonderful people. Terrible. How did we get here?
I don't know.
How did we at all get here?
All right. So this is starting off like it's some sort of missing girl mystery.
Okay.
Right?
So most Nick Cutter books are going to start with a core, almost benign, spooky incident that happens. And for this one, we have our main character is Margaret, and her best friend has gone missing, which isn't super benign, but in the scope of what happens in this book, it's the least bad thing that's ever happened, probably. What are you doing, Popeye? In the
Look, I have lost myself. What is it? Almost 70 pounds.
Yes.
Right. And I caught myself looking at you in the camera because we got a little monitor down here.
Do we?
We do.
Why are we telling them that?
I mean,
we're breaking the fourth wall a lot today.
Yeah, we're just letting it all hang out. But
tired.
I gotta outlines coming back.
You're getting this
coming back.
You can almost do the mewing.
Yes.
You could go all clavicular and start like hitting yourself in the jaw just to try and.
I mean, it's nothing like when I was youth. When I was a youth, I could
Where is the youth?
I could like cut cheese with my jaw.
You know what? You could actually, but then I just went all Mitzrayim and I was like,
where is the youth? We had a really good 1984.
I know. I was just like, Friday we went out to dance. You actually did have to DJ. I didn't have to work this time. It was amazing. You know they're going to hear that, right?
No, they don't.
They're going to hear the scritchy scratch. Yeah, they're going to hear it.
No, it didn't even sit on the recording.
Sure. Okay.
We're doing
we'll find out.
Good on this episode.
We had a really cool event called 1984 Friday. That is normally something that's put on by Sage and Mashwa.
Yep.
And, a couple other people too, but this time it was like huge.
Sage,
and
Mashwa, Cindy,
right,
Paul. Yeah. And Asher unfortunately had to sit out.
Yes.
Yeah. Speedy recovery, Asher.
Yeah.
I hope you're feeling better, buddy. Yeah.
I mean, he was back spinning at, I think, Wheel Room like a couple days later. So he just needed a little bit of time.
It was the day of the surgery.
Yeah. And it's
so
like,
there's no full 100% pass. You know. I checked out on him a couple of days, I think Monday.
Yeah.
And he says he's no pain, good recovery. So he's doing good.
Good. It was an incredible night though. I mean, that dance floor was packed very early.
Yeah.
And it was real hot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like when you're like, I've got like a tiny little sweater. I'm like, I got to peel that off. Like when you're sweating that much on the dance floor, immediately, it's a good night.
Yeah.
It was a tire fire night.
I know you had quite a few. Do you want to explain what the tire fire is?
Okay.
Have you?
Have I?
I don't know.
I
But
know.
we're going to do it again.
All right. So
For all of our new listeners.
Yes. Me and Steph are evil people. And uh, she introduced me to Malort. And I kind of didn't hate it. So I'm like, wait a minute. You know what?
Gross.
Yeah, it is. And that's why I kind of didn't hate it. And you're sensing a theme here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's horrible. I
Yeah.
like it. But I was like, wait a minute. If we combine that flavor with Fireball, I bet it would like cancel each other out. And it worked. But when you tell a bartender this and you're like, I would like a shot with Malort and Fireball, they are going to probably puke into the nearest garbage can that they can.
Yeah.
And then call the police.
Yeah.
Maybe the FBI.
See, I'm just glad that you didn't discover this while I was, maybe 4 years ago, I would have been pounding these.
Oh, yeah, you would have been.
You know what I mean?
Because sometimes we like bad decisions.
Yeah, I've cut down so much on the drinky drink.
Yeah, and
I don't like to drink as much.
You know what? Friday was I'm not working, so I could participate in the reindeer games, and so somehow I convinced quite a few people that doing this tire fire was going to be what they were doing with their evening, including the poor bartender. So Patrick, I'm sorry. The look on your face when I ask you for this is priceless.
And what did he think of it when he had it?
Well, he was like, oh, okay, if you do another one, I'll try it with you. And then I got a couple of our other friends as well to try it.
Sure.
And then I was just like, ha ha, I'm going dancing.
Yeah.
I just left that experience on their palate. So if you are in the Midwest, especially Chicago, Milwaukee, ask a bartender near you for a shot that is Malort and Fireball and watch their world crumble around them.
Yeah.
Which is ironically what happens in this book.
So here we go.
Yes. So we have some main characters. We have Margaret Carpenter. She is a teenager. She is going to school in a Toronto area high school. Her best friend has gone missing. She then gets
Charity.
Charity is her friend. Yes.
Yes.
So they have really adorable nicknames for each other. So these are your classic.
I've read the notes.
Did you?
I did.
You read?
Yes, sometimes. Rarely.
I don't read the notes.
Yeah.
I just write them. So they have adorable nicknames for each other because they're your classic, inseparable best friends that have been together since childhood.
Sure.
So there is, they call each other Cherry and Plum because those are the streets they grew up on. Cherry Street and Plum Street. So it's Cherry and Plum.
Which street did you grow up on?
I was on a couple different ones, but I was in the B section. You were in the C section.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. I was on Conifer Lane.
Yeah. I never called you Conifer, though.
Yeah, I know.
That would be weird.
That'd be weird.
You didn't call me Basswood.
That's what it was?
That was one of them, yeah.
Bass.
Oh, no, the other was Bentwood.
I might call you Bentwood.
You know what? I can't believe that you didn't. How is that not a thing?
Because I think I'm finding out right now what street that was.
I don't know.
I don't know what all the streets are, over there.
We walked everywhere. We knew where everything was.
Yeah.
It was alphabetical, so you didn't have to know a certain street. You just had to know it was in this area.
Yeah.
And then you just looked for your friend's bicycle or whatever, just threw some rocks at their house and It was fine.
Yeah. I was behind the creek.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yours was easy because it was find the creek and find the pool.
Yeah. The pool near the creek.
In the C section.
There he is.
And there's not a whole lot of, and there was the one weird guy that had all the weird gravestone things.
Yeah.
There was that.
And I tell people about that and they tell me that I'm full of shit.
No, it existed.
No, it existed. I used to jump on top of them and walk around. I wonder if it's still there.
Is this
I'm going to go investigate.
Is this our Mandela effect?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was it didn't actually exist, but we think it existed.
Yeah. I wonder if they're down there. I wonder if I could go grab a couple.
We should. Let's take some bicycles down there.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll do. Okay.
We should probably pay attention to these guys.
Participating in our plans because we're terrible at doing this. All right. So we've got Margaret. Her best friend, Charity, has gone missing. She's not the only one, though. There are 3. What are you really fucking doing this?
I'm having a day.
You're having a memory, is what you
They couldn't actually see any of that.
Yes, they can. I can see it right now. Do it again. Everyone can see this. This is really weird. What are you doing? What is happening?
One at a time. One at a time.
covered because
They're just walking down the street. They're just saying,
walking
"Hey,
after midnight.
I'm walking here."
These boobs are made for walking.
These boobs are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. See, they can't really see that though. Like
They
it's
can
so
see it.
small
They can
now.
put it
Put in the comments if you can see my my titties jingle.
This has been the worst segment we've ever had.
I hope nobody can see it, and they all think you're losing your mind.
You know what? In this kind of a setting, though, like you do lose your mind.
Yeah.
Because we're getting into territory of
nice segue.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually pretty good at that.
You're getting pretty good at the segments.
This crosses so many different genres. We've got almost like some squiddly diddly cosmic-y kind of elements. We've got sci-fi. We've got body. We've got a lot of different elements. So everything starts off with a scene where our main character is trapped in a kitchen of a golf club. And not like golf club, but like golf club kind of thing. And there are some.
What is a golf club?
Yeah, we're not
like you're in the
anybody.
golf of.
It's not the actual physical club of the golf. It is the club that you go golfing in.
Yes. Okay.
Where you have a cat.
You're not
just.
Yes, got it.
I mean, some of that.
You're in the club.
We're in the club. We're in the golf club.
Golf club.
And it is terrifying.
Not in the goth club.
No, we're in the golf. We often in our chat we like autocorrect goth barge to golf barge, and now it's just become a thing. So this is an actual golf club. We then go back in time and we go to Margaret, who has now just found a brand new iPhone sitting in front of her house. And the person that is contacting her through this iPhone is her friend that's been missing for over a month and presumed dead.
Yeah, I love horror. Because like if I found a random phone in front of my house and it was dead people calling me, I'd hang up. I think I'm done with this call. Yeah, I'm done.
That sounds more like me.
I am a no.
That's interesting. So when we get to the Would We Survive, I'm gonna now I might have to rethink everything.
Okay.
So, hard
pass. First off, I don't talk to people on the phone who are alive.
She's texting you because I also do not call people.
Yeah.
Except for a living. That's what I do.
I thought you were saying on a call.
No, there's texting.
Like I would survive this 100% because I'd be like, no.
No, it's like, hey girl, hey.
Oh.
Yeah. So this basically turns into like a breadcrumb like mystery of what is going on. Why is my dead friend contacting me? Is she not really dead? What is happening? It's also Margaret's driven by grief. Her best friend has been gone for over a month, and there's also now 3 boys missing from the school as well. It's interesting. It also brings into play.
Find those boys.
Well, yes, because those are rich boys. And this is just a girl.
Those are the only ones that really matter.
Yeah, Charity's a girl from the trailer park.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about her. So we also then have, we've got a couple other characters. So obviously Charity, who's the missing best friend, she becomes more of a force that sort of like shapes everything. So she is communicating not just with Margaret via this phone. She's contacting other people as well, including Harry, who is a very good friend of Margaret's. And they're both driven together to try and find Charity and find out what's going on. Another main character that we have is Rudyard Crate. Rudyard is a powerful tech billionaire. He is tied to experimental science, so that's where we get that sci-fi element in there. He had a very tragic situation happen in his childhood where he was 10 and he was with his father on some kind of archaeological expedition, or mining expedition rather. Him and his sister went off to just kind of like hang out in the jungle, and the mining expedition found the largest colony of ants ever. And those ants exploded and literally swarmed and ate his sister alive. And it is incredibly graphic.
I literally just saw it's a poster for the movie Ants.
Yes.
And I thought, that is the stupidest poster I've ever seen.
But this is kind of what this type of horror does well, and what Nick Cutter in particular does well. He's taking natural elements and sci-fi elements and blending them into something that overtakes everyone. So this horde of ants overcomes and literally strips his sister alive
Oh, wow.
and kills her. He manages to survive, but now he's got a lifelong obsession and kind of a kink around insects.
Because it stripped his sister?
It's tripped a lot of things,
Sure.
and he had a very, very close relationship with his sister, and so this traumatic event of having seen her eaten alive while he's also being partially consumed and survives makes him obsessed with insects, but also in some ways, like, it's a kind of a kink for him too,
Hmm.
which gets real weird. Um, those are really, like, your main characters. There's other peripheral characters that we have, but they're all just part of this overall story, like, where it's really about, what happens, not the individuals, because all of these people lose themselves, and that's what we were talking about in that intro where literally, if you are affected by what is happening in this town, you do not have a sense of self anymore. You are no longer yourself,
Okay.
but it feels
Just like a
good.
hive mind.
Exactly. And part of that is pheromones. You want to be a part of this.
Hmm.
You are attracted to this. It feels really good.
So how close to pluribus are we getting?
That's actually a great question because it is that hive mind of pluribus. However,
How many episodes did you get through?
I got the first season.
Oh, you did the whole season?
I did. Yes, I did. I know.
So good.
See? Yes.
So
With this, there is a
Wait, I was the one that talked you into watching
yes,
it.
I know, which is very rare.
Yeah.
I know. So as the title indicates, there is a queen versus pluribus, where it is just a hive collective mind. The queen is driving everything. She can drive pretty much anyone to do anything.
Hmm.
She can get inside their heads. Her pheromones can draw them to her, and they can't help themselves. And that's where you get some incidents. Like there's an incident at the school where any criticism of a certain person leads to all out madness and chaos, and Margaret's being chased and having food thrown at her
Hmm.
because of just daring to bring anything up, because everyone's minds are now being altered.
Sure.
And this is where it gets into that body horror where you're getting these changes that are subtle at first in just behavior, and then they become physical later. And that's where you get that kind of like Lovecraftian sort of like, think about the void.
Sure.
The void where it's like science plays a big role, but at the end of the day, you're dealing with a body horror and like an eldritch sort of like,
Sure.
we're melding things together. Something is growing and changing and you're laughing at me because I keep making the noises. um, but that is sort of like our set and setting.
Okay.
So, Charity may or may not have been growing and changing into something else.
And it's not just Charity, right? Like there's other missing kids.
So yes, there's the
And
missing kids, but
how does that widen the whole spectrum here?
yeah, so the missing kids are not necessarily a part of what's happening to Charity. They're what
Okay.
Charity is doing because of
Ah.
what she's becoming.
Okay.
And that's where the body horror element starts and continues with her, but there's all these little breadcrumbs to all the other things that are happening. So this is one of those onion books or an onion story where there's multiple layers and you're picking up those breadcrumbs all the way along the book until the very end because you don't know what's happening. There's a lot of confusion in the beginning, I want to say like first half to 3/4 of the book, where you're trying to figure out how do any of these pieces fit together.
So I'm changing my analogy.
Yeah.
I don't think this is like pluribus. I think this
Only
is
the
like
hive mind is.
I think this is like Stranger Things.
Yeah, actually.
Missing kids,
You know what? Yes.
hive mind.
Yep. Yeah.
All the pieces don't fit until
Yes.
near end.
Yes. Think about more of like what
Not to diminish the work, saying that it's the same.
No, not at all.
I'm trying to give
Think
a
about-
parallel
think
for the
about
audience.
what Vecna would do to people that fell under his spell and how they would change and
Sure.
what their ultimate fate would be.
Sure.
So this is and I don't want to gloss over this. This is a gruesome book.
Sure.
But it is what I guess I would call like tasteful gruesome because we're dealing with sort of like almost a Lovecraftian type of gruesome, where again, I make those parallels to The Void or Color Out of Space. The gruesomeness is in the changes that are happening. It's
Sure.
not just gore for being gore's sake. It is to make it so obvious what a horrific change this is. And a lot of Nick Cutter's books are like this too.
Sure. Well, can you talk a little bit about what's happening with these kids without fully blowing the reveal?
Yes.
I mean, this isn't just abduction horror.
Right?
There's something broader happening on
Yes.
Escape.
Yes. So the missing kids are actually being changed into something else. And that is part of a result of Charity's changes. And that's not blowing anything. That is fairly obvious very early on in the
Okay.
story that this is somehow related this way.
Sure.
And it's almost like when you have, a queen with her minions. And that it becomes very obvious very quickly that that's what happens to these missing kids, that they're not just randomly missing, they are
Sure.
becoming something and they don't have a choice in this, but they also want it,
Hmm.
which brings an interesting element of, it feels really good to be a part of this. You want it, but you're also resisting it. And so do you give in to make everything better, to maybe not feel pain, to be a part of something? Or do you hold back and do you go, well, no, I want to resist this.
Yeah.
Can you resist?
And there's that parallel to Pluribus.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, where it does feel good and you actually do want to be a part of it too, which is freaky. But, underlying a lot of the story too, it's not just about all this body horror and this eldritch stuff and sci-fi. It's ultimately still a story of friendship and what happens when you grow in a friendship. Sometimes you grow in different directions. Sometimes there's part of each other that you can't touch anymore, that you have for yourself or that you hide from that other person. That doesn't mean you don't love them anymore,
Sure.
but that can make the other person hurt. So it is a coming of age story.
Right.
It's a friendship story. Again, it's that onion. There are so many layers to this.
That's fantastic.
And yeah, it's amazing because ultimately Charity still loves Margaret and Margaret still loves Charity. But they've also hurt each other, but
I
they
also
also
love
love
that
each other.
cover. That cover.
Isn't that
It's
fantastic?
such a great cover.
It is because it does actually, you know, wasps have a lot to do with it. Well, insects in general. So if you
Mm.
don't like insects, like you're gonna have a bad time here.
So
In
genre-wise,
general.
where are you sticking at?
It's so many. So it is body horror, definitely. It is a coming of age horror. It is
Okay.
grief horror.
Okay.
It is sci-fi. It is also, I can't say it's Lovecraftian, but it's more like Lovecraftian inspired. Just like The Void would be a really good example. And I know I keep bringing that up, but The Void is that perfect dance between all of these elements.
Mhm.
The only difference is The Void doesn't have the coming of age horror, whereas this
Sure.
does. It is you're growing up and these are teenagers. And part of this theme is how teenagers change from child to adult as well.
So this is like The Void meets Stand By Me.
Yeah, where there's like, and The Fly.
What a mix.
Oh, yes, it is a mix, but I wanna talk just a little bit briefly over Nick Cutter, the author, because all of his books are kind of like this. So, Nick Cutter is actually a pseudonym for a different author, which is Craig Davidson. Um, Nick Cutter, though, released a whole bunch of books that are very, very similar to each other, but different enough where they're good. Um, we've got The Troop, The Deep, Little Heaven, and then The Handyman Method, which was him writing with another author named Andrew Sullivan. I have read all of them.
Mm.
The Troop actually right now is being it is in production to have, like, a film version with, gosh, no, I can't think of it, David Wan. What's the director? Wan. Now, you're supposed to help me with this.
One.
Yes, yes, was it David Wan? James Wan. James Wan,
James
that's what
Wan.
I know.
I don't know who. I know James Bond.
James Wan, he's a director. Okay, so please tell Jeffy why he's wrong, and he should know who James Wan is. But The Troop is actually being
What has he done
developed.
in the past?
You have the Googles.
Okay.
So
I always get yelled at for using the
I don't
Googles,
yell
and
at
now
you.
I'm getting yelled at
I
for
don't yell
not doing the
I don't
Googles.
yell at you. So while you do that, I'm
James
gonna talk
Gunn?
about a little bit more about Nick Cutter.
I know James Gunn.
That's nice. Um, so
Is that helpful here?
that is not.
Oh, okay.
See? Okay, so
Sure.
what did he do?
All the movies I don't like. Like every movie that I
How
don't
could you
like.
hate this?
No, I mean, he did Saw.
Oh,
I'm
eh,
against
you
Saw.
know what? I also agree
The
with you.
Conjuring, I actually like. That's
See?
okay.
Alright.
He did Aquaman.
What?
Yeah,
Sure.
sure.
Was
He did Annabelle, which was fine.
eh,
He did every Conjuring.
sure.
Conjuring.
The
He
Nun,
did The Nun,
Insidious.
fine.
Okay, sure.
Insidious, fine.
Anything good?
He did The Monkey. Okay, The Monkey was actually good.
Oh, okay.
It was actually bad, but it was good.
Okay.
It was good bad.
Alright. So and this actually gives me good context because the troop is a lot of Nick Cutter's books are
Wow.
gruesome, but for a purpose.
Wow.
Oh, d
He also did Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat 2. It's like a litany of movies that I was like, "Wow, that's not great."
well, okay.
I feel
Don't
terrible.
don't bias you against this. So I think that
I
the
feel
the
terrible because
troop
this is who's doing his movie.
the troop is not actually my favorite of Nick Cutter's. It was the
Okay.
first one that I read.
And that's the one he's putting into a film?
Yes. Yes, which that would not be my
This
first
has
pick.
nothing to do with
The
the author.
no, no.
This has to do
However,
with this
the
director.
troop is the easiest of his works to adapt into film, though, because it's a more concise plot. So think of a island-based Boy Scout horror movie that meets zombies and thinner
Megan
together. I don't yeah, no, I'm
2.0.
not doing no, not at all. But Nick has got a really good background of, like, who has inspired him. So, like, Stephen King was obviously his gateway, and then, like, Barker, Kuntz, McMahon, and Rice, Shirley Jackson, and then when he got into, like, film, then obviously Carpenter and Cronenberg, and you can see a lot of Cronenberg in, like, what he does.
Sure.
Which, like, all that, like, squiddly diddly, like, crazy body horror, that's so Cronenberg, like, all of that is saturated in this. My favorite work of Nick Cutter's is Little Heaven, which is a cult that also has the same, like, body horror eldritch sort of, like,
Yeah.
element to it.
I've heard you
Fantastic.
talk about that one.
Yes, I love that one. I wanna talk a little bit about, very quickly, Shelf Neighbors, because there's some really cool works that if you like them, you'll like this and vice versa. Um, if you wanna stick with, like, environmental sort of biological horror, then obviously The Ruins by Scott Smith, which we'll do eventually, and then Annihilation
Okay.
by Jeff Vanderveer.
Sure.
The film or the book, you could go either way with that. The Fly is something that I actually think is a really good reference for this because you have that transformation and tragedy, that loss of self. Um, it's a very good parallel there.
Mhm.
And then also, like, Splice. Splice
Okay.
would be a really good one.
Splice,
Yeah,
sure.
but also, like, there is that coming of age where, like, Carrie would actually be a good one because you've got this adolescent, like, you're changing, you're growing into your powers.
Okay.
Um, The Girl with All the Gifts, that's sort of like an infection horror. I've mentioned The Void a few times, Color Out of Space, either the, literary or the movie version with Nicolas Cage, who we love.
Dearly.
Yes, absolutely
Absolutely
dearly.
dearly.
For, like, some indie like, we didn't have to think about it. But for some, like, indie or modern, more horror, companions would be, like, Sister Maiden Monster by Lucy Snyder. Um, Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke by Eric LaRocca, um, which is another very, very awesome one. And then, The Loop, which is another female-centered body horror, which is really, really cool. Um, Would We Survive?
Oh, would we survive?
Yeah, and we'll do Does the Dog Die or trigger warnings at the end. Basically, your trigger warnings are all sorts of things. But
Trigger
Would We
warning, bug.
Bug. But Would We Survive? We do abysmally here,
Okay.
and I'll tell you why. Okay, so, you're very persistent, and that's great in most horror things, but your fault is where, like, it may already be clear to somebody else or me that, like, this is a lost cause. There is no hope here. You have to cut losses and run, and you're like, "I can save him.
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
there's still something going on here." Um, I don't do that much better though, because even though like I'm more likely to figure out like, okay, somebody's beyond help. There is no value here in me trying to save them. There is no saving them. This is not a person anymore. This is not salvageable. Let's go. Um, my weakness is that if I do think that there is actually a true hope, I will doggedly go after it. So us together, I think, still don't do well,
Sure.
because if we convince each other that there is hope there, we'll stay way too long. Where the only answer for this one is to get out and get out as quickly as possible. And there's actually a really, really good dialogue that happens between Rudyard and Margaret, our main character, of, while I was telling you this story, you could have gotten out.
Sure.
And you should have. And that was your one chance.
Right.
And that is really what this one is about, is can you get out, and can you get out fast? And by the time you realize that you should have, it is far too late. So we don't do so well here. So I gave you a 56%. I gave myself like a 65%. Overall together, maybe like a 70%. Like, we don't do well here, because I think
Not hot.
No, because I think if we think that we could save each other, we're toast. We're absolutely toast. Would the dog die? Does the dog die? There's actually not like a whole lot of dog dying in this one. There's not a whole lot of animal stuff in this one other than bug. If you don't want to see like wafts get smooshed occasionally, don't read this book. Otherwise though, it is a lot. So you've got body horror, biotech horror, missing persons, emotional trauma. You do have teen sex and some trauma around that as well. It is very graphic, but it is graphic for a purpose. So there are points at which it is graphic to sort of make you have a very visceral reaction in terms of how somebody's body is changing. So you get there might be splitting open of things, or, different limbs, and loss of control is a big one here too. But it's not going to be a let's be mean just for the sake of being mean.
Sure.
What's funny is when I was reading this one, there is sort of a joke around Nick Cutter books that he has something against turtles. There's always some turtle that crops up that like has a bad time. No turtles. All the turtles are fine. There's no turtles in this one. Handyman Method, the troop, those have turtles. They don't have a good time. He's actually even alluded to in some interviews that this is sort of like a running joke.
Sure.
But those are the trigger warnings there. If you like weird messes of books where you're taken on a journey and you need to find breadcrumbs, and you're not going to get a solid resolution, and you're going to just have a weird wild time, awesome, you're going to love this. If you want like really clean lines, you will hate this.
Sure.
Or if you're like, I don't like body stuff, like I don't, teeth are bad, bugs are bad.
So if you're not a Cronenberg fan.
Right. If you're a Cronenberg person, but classy Cronenberg. Classy Cronenberg.
I just imagine like The Thing with like a martini glass, just sipping away. One eyeball is up here, just like
jokey
monocle on it.
Imagine, again, I keep coming back to The Void, because I think that's such a good example of what this author does in general, and this book too. So, but all of his stuff is like this.
Sure.
So, what are we doing?
Man, we are doing so much
here? What's going on?
Oh my God. So, I'll tell you the barges. We're making all the posters for the barges, and we're getting those out there soon.
That's why I chose the Toronto connection. Because we're doing the Toronto.
Yeah. So we got the Toronto boat. Yeah. We've got a New Orleans boat. We've got
with Eve.
With Eve.
We love Eve.
Shout out to Eve. We've got a bunch of those boats coming. Then we've got this Friday the B-sides.
Oh, yes, that's
I'm making up my playlist with Cindy. Now with Cindy, DJ Cynthia. Yeah, very excited about that.
Absolutely. She was with us Friday too. So.
Yep. And then we're going to be releasing some Blood Barge shirts. Those shirts that you saw me in the
last episode.
Yep. That was an iron-on, which is why it was so shiny. So
it was still a great design.
It's a great design, but we're going to actually do it on the correct. Yeah. This is
right. That is part of the shirt.
Yep.
It's very different.
Yep. Yeah. This is a true screen print with water reduction
Yes.
and true ink,
Yes.
and we're gonna be doing the same kind of quality with that shirt.
Yeah.
Because I think it deserves it for sure.
Yeah, so we've got 2 Cleveland, 2 Milwaukee, a Toronto, and a New Orleans boat, and we're kinda doing a theme of that blood barge.
Yep.
Coming up, we also have, other than the B-sides, we've got, obviously, the book fair on May 16th, which is coming up way faster than I can deal with
Oh, yeah.
emotionally or physically.
So fast.
That is my eldritch horror. Obviously, we've got the bookmarks. We're gonna have this around town. If you're out of town and you want one, contact us. I will find a way to get one to you. I will send you one.
We'll mail those bad
Yeah,
boys.
I'll mail it to you. I don't care.
Yeah.
We've got a
We'll
P.O.
give you some
box.
stickers.
Yeah, we like stickers.
Stickers.
So,
Stick them up.
and then Slay the Lake is April 18th. So
Yep.
that's coming up very quickly too. And we love them. We're partners with them. And gosh, I'm sure we've got like 84 other things going on.
Yep.
So with that,
Yeah.
let's squiddly diddly our way out
We're gonna
here.
squiddly diddly our
We're gonna
way.
squiddly
We're
diddly.
squiddling. This is all the squiddle I
This
have
is
right now.
that's you've got squiddle, not diddle.
Oh, boy. So I've heard. I don't know what that means.
We don't know what's
Okay, bye.
Bye.